Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. So this video gets right into it, so I'm going to talk first and then do the niceties later. So I'm pushing back cuticles, and then I'm going to go in with my ball bit. And the reason that this is moving quick is because as soon as I start going with my ball bit, I use this on the live skin above the nail plate, right, to pull back the cuticle and to buff out any dry skin. But I want you guys to notice, I'm going to stop it and put a little arrow here, how her nails don't look like they really need much cuticle work, because the live skin isn't what we're actually calling cuticle. What I put an arrow there for was to show you how her nail plate doesn't look like it has any dead skin on it until I start doing the work with this ball bit. And as it's pulling the skin back and kind of grazing the nail plate, you'll see here that white flaky stuff that has appeared. That is actually what's called cuticle, and that is the dead skin we need to get off of the nail plate so your product adheres to the nail plate and not that dead skin, because that will make your nail come off because it's adhering to that and not your nail. So now that I got that out because it was moving quick, after that I'm going to go in with this. This is the first time I'm using this. I know I've used a small mandrel bit before, but I've not used this Sky medium sanding band, and it was sharper than I thought. I do have my e-file on a speed of 2 because it's a not polished e-file and it's powerful, so I don't use it on a 4 for prep. I just use it on a 2. But by the thumb, I had nicked her a little bit, and it was just a little too sharp for me. So I went in the rest of the nails with my Sky bit. And what I'm doing with this bit is I'm going around, and what I'm doing with the Sky bit in the next shots that are coming up here is making flush the remaining acrylic that's still on her nail from the soak off. So I didn't soak all the way off. I left a very thin, clear layer of acrylic on. And that I'm just making flush to the nail, and then I am removing the cuticle from her nail. So I'm going to be doing that with this bit and with the Sky bit. After that, I'm going to size her tips, which is also another situation that I kept slowed down for you guys, because here's the other bit I was telling you about. So briefly, the last set we did, first of all, I'm recovering from bronchitis or some kind of respiratory thing, so pardon my voice. But Kendra's last set was that black Christmas set with the bows and everything. So I didn't record the removal and soak off because I have that on my channel, and I wanted to start this video with the prep. So after I get this step through, I'm going to be applying the tips, and I kept that in the video this time, and I kept it in real time for you guys because Kendra has an oval nail shape. She has a nice, beautiful, natural apex. Her nail shape's actually gorgeous, but she also has an extended hyponychium, and her sidewalls are uneven. Some of them come up higher. That's Acrylic Cure's dehydrator. Her sidewalls come up higher on one side than the other, especially on a few fingers like her index fingers. So I wanted to show you the difficulty I sometimes encounter when I'm applying tips on her nails, and I think it might depend on the tips as well. So each time I do a set on her, I do try some different tips depending on the length and shape she's wanting. But I wanted you to see here with the pinky, boom, just apply the tip real easy, no problem. Whereas on the fingers that have the uneven sidewalls, like this one here, on the side of the left side of her finger, on the screen, the left side, I don't know if I was able to show it very well. You can definitely see the struggle I'm having, but I don't know if I was able to show how much higher up the other side comes than the left side comes than the right side. So what I mean is you need your tips to meet the sidewalls of the nail and cover them. If I were to cover the right side right at the edge and bring that all the way down to the tip, it would not cover her left side. So to do this, I have to make the left side flush, which would bring the right side up much higher, if you're seeing that and if that makes sense. Which makes this nail about 1/4 inch shorter than all the other nails I applied because I have to seat it up so high. Also because these tips and her nails are such an oval shape and such a concave shape, or is it, I don't, but that arch that she has in them, these tips do that wrap around. I basically have to wrap the tips around her nails, and that means that sometimes the sidewalls don't actually meet, and if I do the next size up and trim them, they get uneven because of the stiletto. It's just a real struggle. So it's only a struggle on a couple fingers. I'm not saying it's, a pain or anything. Also, if you do remove a tip that you've just glued on, make sure you rough up the surface real gentle again and remove the glue, or you'll have a hard time gluing it back on the tip and the nail as well. But you saw I just did that real gentle because I already prepped that nail. Anyway, the nature of this is that it has to make them meet both sidewalls, I have to place it up higher, simply said. And that will make the nail shorter. It's not usually such a big deal on the thumb, but on the index finger, it is noticeable. So if you notice that, sometimes in Kendra's sets, especially when we're doing a new set, that is why. We have to wait for her next set to grow out and her to come to a fill for us to be able to even that out. I haven't figured out another way to do it. So, except making her other nails shorter, which she does not want. She chooses to just have one short and the rest of the length she wants. So, if you guys have a fix for it, let me know. But also you can see that just the nature of her nail shape, I have to do a wraparound, which also sometimes causes the very center of her nail to have a gap, which I'll have to fill in with gel or acrylic. So although she has just a stunning, beautiful, natural nail shape, most people do not, and a lot of tips don't fit her. So each time we do a new set, there's a lot of tweaking that I have to do to any tips I buy. I'm going to try the not polished universal tips next time. The only reason I haven't tried those thus far is because they're too long. It's not the length she likes, and I prefer not to do so much filing. For her length today, she just wanted the number off, and so that's what I'm doing here, is shortening them, and I'm also slimming out these sidewalls because the nature of this tip, and this tip's shape, is to be like bulbous on the sides. You'll see that when I start the next nail because I didn't point it out here until I was actually already filing. But when I do the next nail, you'll definitely see, you see this shape that I need to remove here? I don't know really why. There's just so many different shaped tips, and the shape of these is to be kind of bulbous on the sides there. So neither of us like that, her or I. So when I'm shaping, I always remove that part. And so I am going to go in when I am placing my clear layer, I am going to go in and do a fix for the nails that didn't quite meet on the sidewall. So you guys will get to see my little hack/fix for that. And another thing is, I mentioned that I was going to try the not polished universal tips next. Another tip I want to try on her are the Zule 5XL stilettos. Those are really, they just have a really nice fit and are nice and slim and trim. So I feel like they might fit her nail plate and nail bed pretty well. So, and they're so long that, and if I trim them to Kendra's shape, I don't think there'll be much shaping to do, because even when you cut those in half, they leave a really slim coffin. So I want to try those too. So here I'm taking my e-file on a speed of 2 as well, and I'm just blending out the tip and making the rest of the tip white so I can really see my blend in the shape and be able to tell anywhere else I might need to do work. I have this part of the video sped up twice, so it might look like I'm being a little rough here, but I'm definitely not. I'm on a speed of 2. I'm going to dust off the nails. I'm going to cleanse and dehydrate with Acrylic Cures dehydrator. And I want you to take a look at her middle nail here. This discoloring is a very bad bruise that she came in with. She injured that nail. It did not lift or come off, but throughout the set you will see that discolor, and that's just an injury she came in with. This is Chiarosky's acrylic primer, and it's my holy grail, ride or die. It's what I use on every set. I hope it never quits working. Sometimes people do build up a tolerance to primers and they start lifting anyway, but I've been using this over a year on all of Kendra's set, and you can see, even as hard as she jammed her finger there on a gate the other day, it didn't lift or come off. So I'm going to go in with a clear layer of Acrylic Cures Clear. I'm using Chiarosky's monomer, my Young Nails brush, and I am going to rotate with this brush and my Chiarosky 8. And I did forget to tell you guys earlier, I usually run my ball bit This is from way back in the beginning. I usually run my ball bit on a speed of 8, but when I was doing my nails the other day, the last set I did on my channel on myself, I felt like that 8 was just a little too much, so I am using it on a 5 now, because as I mentioned, the Not Polish E-file is a little bit powerful. So this is the nail. This is one of the nails on this. Now, when I say the left side, I don't mean the left side of her finger, meaning the right side on your screen. I mean the left side on my screen. The screen you're looking at, our left side. So on that middle finger that I just got done placing the clear layer on, I didn't like the sidewall of that. And neither did I like the sidewall of this finger I'm working on, nor the thumb. So I do go in and build out her nail just a little bit with this clear. Basically, I'm using her nail shape and the tip that I have on as if it were a nail form, and I'm going in and adding structure to her sidewalls, which is what I'm going to start doing here. So I'm using, like I just said, using her tip as if it were a form, and I'm going to sculpt the base nail as if it were a tip or a form here. So if you just watch and see what I'm doing is bringing the nail tip and or base of the nail with clear and building it out so that it does meet side to side, and so that the nail shape is correct and it doesn't look like that hook on the side. It's not that dramatic, but I could see it. If you guys look at the thumb right now, the thumb of the same hand I'm looking on, you can see the side wall that's facing us. It does not look flush to the nail. That nail, it only takes 1 bead. The index finger only takes 1 bead, and I do show that. And from the side view of the index finger when I'm working, I think you'll be able to see more clearly what I'm talking about. But I did not like the way the sidewall looked, and I did not like that it didn't exactly meet, and that's what I'm building out here. So I've only done this maybe once or twice, but I'm showing you this to you guys because I want you to think about this. Let's just say I wasn't using tips at all, and that I was using forms to build her nail. I would do that with clear acrylic first. Most people, I mean, I've seen techs go in with colored acrylic on a form, but when you use a form, you're not using a tip at all. So you're just using acrylic. That's your only nail is acrylic. And clear acrylic is your strongest acrylic in its strongest form. So if you're going to build a nail out of only clear without a tip, out of acrylic and not a tip, and only use a form, you're going to use clear. So that's what I'm doing here. So there's nothing wrong with this. I know we're taught over and over and over again, make sure your tips meet sidewall to sidewall. And yes, you should. But if you have a case or an instance where they don't, it's perfectly fine to work on that nail as if you're working on a form. Build it out with clear. You're fine. You'll be fine. And you'll see toward the end, I'm able to file and do everything else. Her nails will be perfect next time she comes back. Watch. It's going to be fine. So I just wanted to share that little trick with you guys. And so now I'm going in with the custom glitter I've made. The very first set I ever did on Kendra, she had me mix up this super, 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 super fine hollow glitter that I have. It's a loose glitter, and I mixed it with clear for her first set. And I mixed too much, and so this is the 3rd or 4th time I have used this same glitter mix to do nails for her because she absolutely loves silver hollow. This time we added a little more clear because I needed to make more, a little more of the fine glitter, and we added a little of some larger hollow glitter. So her set is going to be this custom glitter that I made that you see me putting on here, and ombre. So she's going to have this acrylic solid on her ring fingers, and she's going to have all the rest of the nails ombre with another custom color. If you guys watch my channel or saw the nail set that I did where I did duckies on myself, that acrylic that I used in that video was a custom color that one of my nail sisters that I swap boxes with made for me. I had sent her a picture. Her and I are both knot polish freaks, and we know every knot polish color, etc. And I was watching another nail tech on YouTube, and she did some acrylic toes, and I was obsessed with and this let me back up. The nail tech I was watching on YouTube who does acrylic toes, she is also a not polish user. She only uses not polished products. And when she did a set of acrylic toes, and I was obsessed with the acrylic she used, and I messaged her and asked her, what is that color? She told me. I immediately went to Not Polish's website. I bought it. I got it. It was a completely different color. So I don't know if Not Polish changed their formula for that color, because they do that. They have done that over the past year or so, as they have been revamping things and changing their acrylics to match some of their gels. So since the nail tech I was watching and asked that about is an OG Not Polish user like me, she could have had an old jar. So I didn't mess with her or bother with her about it like, hey, I ordered that and it wasn't what you said. You know, I didn't go that, I didn't take it there. But I did tell another nail sister, the one I was speaking that I swap boxes with, that is also a not polished freak like me. I did show it to her and say, dang, I thought this was the color these toes were. And I sent her the picture of the toes. And the next box that I got from her, she had made me that color. She said, I gave you a surprise. I mixed you a custom color. Hope you like it. But this is as close as I could get to that color you loved, because I couldn't figure out what color it was. Since then, I have found the color from Not Polish, and it is called Sexy Hand. So I did show Kendra that color, Sexy Hand, but she chose the custom-made acrylic from my nail sister. So I'm not able to tell you guys what color that is. I know it has a slight glow in it. I know she used about 4 different colors, including a Young Nails color. And it's just her own custom mix, so I'm not able to tell you what it is. But that is what I used for Kendra's set today. A custom mix I made and a custom mix my friend made. I'm going to be capping the nails after that. I have this acrylic application sped up to 1.5 times because I didn't want the video too long. And I am going to show you guys a full look into how I shape my stilettos. So that I kept in real time. I kept the prep and shaping in real time, so the application is sped up 1.5 times. I'm going to let you guys watch so I can let my voice rest just a little bit. I do want to mention a couple other things. I want you guys to, I mentioned this in my last video, but I want you to just get a load of this Acrylic Cure Clear. I said in my last video that it's almost too easy to work with, that you put it on and you think you need to do more work with it, and you don't. It just look at this. What the best way I could describe it is, it's like a cloud. You put it on the nail and it's just yummy. Just look at this. You just let it, it stays where you want it, or you can let it, oh my gosh, it's just glorious. And it works just like not polished clear. That's what it feels like to me. The same consistency, the same workability, just a pleasure to work with. And it does look cloudy right here, just like not polished. But you know that when clear acrylic dries and you file it and put a top coat on it, it's not cloudy. But not polishes is cloudy. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm not working with it wet enough. But you could see there that I'm using my same normal liquid to powder ratio when I work with hers, and hers is clear. So I just love that I have a huge bag of it, and I'm going to use all of it, even though I have lots of other clear that I should be dipping into first. But I can't resist this stuff. One other thing I forgot to mention is I was kind of taking my time working on this video. I let you guys know I have less hours now at Target, so I have more time for my nail room. So I did buy all the swatch sticks that I need to swatch all of my not polish. So that is coming up. I will be doing that, just not positive when. And the reason that I'm getting this video out today, which would be like, I think 3 videos this week, is because Alma got a hold of me, and she's coming tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., which is over a week early. So I don't know if she just wants, I didn't ask her why. I just said, sure, she can have an appointment. So I don't know if she broke any nails or if she just wants to change them, or I did ask her if this would be her Valentine's set so that I could set up, because she had showed me a picture of what she wanted her Valentine's nails to be. But she said no, she wanted her next set to be her Valentine's set because it would also be closer to her birthday. So her set tomorrow will be a baby blue marble with clear, white, baby blue, and some foils. So you've seen like jade nails, how they have a marble with gold foil and clear and the green color. It'll be that, but with blue, because she loves blue. So I chose purple white as the white and glow getters as the baby blue, so they'll also glow. So I will see you guys with that video next, because she's already coming. So I do need to get this video out today, so I'll have room on my phone to record her tomorrow. So I will see you guys then, and I'll jump back on for shaping, which is coming up right now. So let's see what I can tell you about this. Okay, yeah, this is okay. I did want to let you guys know, if you don't know, so I have this in real time because I want you to see how very, very gentle that I go with the e-file. I always have this sped up if I show it at all, because it just seems tedious. But I thought, this time I'll do something different. So I'm going to be sealing the cuticle. First of all, this bit is a not polish medium bit. I don't even know if it's called anything. I don't know if it has a name or not. But if you see any bits I'm using that are red, those are always not polished. This is extremely sharp and a piece of art. It's an excellent, excellent bit. But as far as I know, it's just a medium bit. Maybe it's a tapered barrel. I can't remember. I don't think it's a 5-in-1. I don't think it has 5 different grits like the Kiara Skies do, which I don't like anyway because I have one of those and maybe I'm just not that much of a filing pro, but I don't really use all 5 parts of it. But anyway, getting back to that, this not polished e-file, as I've mentioned, is powerful. One time I was watching Acrylic Cure, Nail It Like Lucy, when she was still Nail It Like Lucy, and she said that she uses her e-file at full speed in the 32 to 3500 range. And my jaw literally dropped when I was watching that video and I heard her say that. And I thought, what? She's going to just, whoa, like she's super confident that she's not injuring anybody or anything. And then she said, my videos are sped up. And I think she showed it in real time. And she moves quick because she is an OG and she's been doing nails like 12 years or something. But what she said in that video that made an impact on me was, the reason that you have to push hard when you're e-filing and generate heat and your bit drags and skips, and using all of those words I just used, you guys know what I'm talking about. Dragging, skipping, heat, pressure, all of that stuff is because your e-file is down too low. It's not high. It's not sped up high enough to do the job it's meant to do. So turn it up. If you're experiencing heat, if you have to push on your e-file to file, if your e-file is skipping and dragging, it's not up high enough. So I took her advice and I gradually increased my speed and just started working very slow and started gliding ever so gently my bit over the nail. And you guys, it does wonders. Wonders. So as soon as you're comfortable with your e-file, I'm not telling you if you're a brand new beginner and it's your first client to jack it up to 30. I'm not saying that. I'm saying get comfortable with your tools and use them for what they're made for. Let them do the work they're meant to do. So this not polished being, if I were using my Melody Susie, I would have this up to about a 25. Right now I have it on a 21 because, as I mentioned, the not polished e-file is pretty powerful. This is what I'm comfortable working with. Sometimes I'll have it down to an 18 or 19 for finished filing, but as you see, I'm right up against her skin and her cuticle, and you see that this is just like butter doing the work, and I'm literally safely, gently, softly floating this bit over her nail. There's no heat, and I've asked my clients over and over again, and I feel the nail over and over again. There's never any heat because I'm barely touching it to the nail. There's no heat able to be generated because I'm lifting it as I go. I'm moving softly and gently. Anyway, her saying that was a revelation, and it completely changed the way I started e-filing, and I love it. As soon as I started increasing my speed, it all changed. So I wanted to offer you guys that tip as well. So give that a shot. After that, I'm going to go in with a 60/60 nail file, and I should have filed first. Hand filed first. I don't know why I didn't. I just picked this up and I was just seeing, I think like I wanted to seal the cuticle, and then I went into debulk. So this did leave the nail smooth enough that I didn't need to file, especially with the 60, but that was the file I had out, and I did have some massive shaping to do, in my opinion, on the free edge. So I just went in with a Tammy Taylor sponge buffer after that. So I'll jump back on if I see any tips or tricks that I need to mention while I'm hand filing. Okay, so I do emphasize and show this later, but I want you guys to pay attention while I'm hand filing. Where I hold my thumb on Kendra's finger, not right here, but, well, I guess right here, but also right at the top. I've also said this before, but if you're new, Kendra is very, very pale skin and very fair complected, and she has very sensitive skin. She's a little redhead, and any kind of manipulation that I do to her hands while I'm working on her makes her skin bright red. So like right here where I'm holding her thumb, where you can see it's getting pink, because I hold onto my client's hand really firmly because I want the shock of filing to go into my hand and not theirs, if that makes sense. So I always definitely hold maybe tighter than I should. This is the sponge buffer I was talking about. After I put scratches in the nail with that 60/60, I do go in with this Tammy Taylor sponge buffer. It's a peel and stick just like her other files. And this does let you get all the acrylic and goop off the skin of your client's nails as well. So I'll go over the surface of the nail with this, and I'll also go on their skin with this if you notice that. That's what I'm doing, just making sure that there's no debris left on her skin. There's nothing worse than finishing a set and putting on your cuticle oil and getting ready to take pictures and seeing that flaky stuff all over your client's skin. Anyway, yeah, so I do point it out, I think, to her, like, sorry, I made your hands so red. And I like shrug my hands a little bit like, I don't know what to do. So right here where I'm holding my thumb over her skin, you'll notice as we go that the poor thing, her nails get so red. And in the final pictures, her nail bed, I don't know what to call that area of her skin, the proximal fold, I don't know. Anyway, it's a little higher than the proximal fold, but yeah, I make her skin pretty red when I hold it for filing. I think I'm going to jump off here. My voice is just raw. I really thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video when I do Alma's set. And after this, I'm going to use, she's going to get up and wash her hands. I'm going to use Not Polished Gloss It. I'm going to use some cuticle oil, which is Rose from Rose from Young Nails, because Kendra has a lavender allergy, and pretty much lavender in almost every cuticle oil but the Young Nails Rose. So I always use that on her. And then when her hands come out of the lamp, I do a quick crisp to all of her edges with my 180 Tammy Taylor, and then we set up for pictures. And after that, we're done. So I will show you guys the final look, and I thank you again for being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.